Well, good evening, everyone. Welcome back to the channel. It is just after 8 o'clock Central Time here on Tuesday evening. I wanted to get on do another forecast breakdown here. We just got the evening model runs that came in, and certainly looking at the potential for severe weather here tomorrow. Really in and around kind of the North Texas area. Right now, again, we're looking at the Storm Prediction Center's day 2 outlook here from this afternoon. And we can see that we have a general slight risk here, kind of an upside down heart. I'm not sure if that's for Valentine's Day or just, I guess, happened to work out that way, but upside down heart here, really across much of Arkansas, east, northeast Texas, southeastern Oklahoma, extending over into Mississippi and Tennessee as well. And so what we can see here is that this is the main threat area. It does barely include the DFW Metroplex right here, but kind of right on the edge of it. And so definitely the environment is setting up to tomorrow, kind of late afternoon into the evening and overnight hours of a potentially pretty volatile atmosphere. When we look at the probability here for this is the tornado risk. We've got a general 2% tornado risk in the green and then a 5% tornado risk here in brown. So 2% does include DFW Metroplex. The 5% does not quite include. Now we'll see if this changes here in the morning outlook, but right now the best chances are a little bit kind of northeast of DFW. We do have a potential for kind of a really a hail event as well. I think that's something that we want to kind of pay attention to. What's going on here? Hold on, let me get to the right thing. So I think we do certainly want to be mindful of that. We could see definitely the opportunity for some hail, even including Dallas Fort Worth area here. So certainly be aware of that. If you've got plans tomorrow evening, definitely could see some potential for some big hailstorms as well. So want to dive into the models, take a look at kind of what we're looking at right now, as well as some of the factors, potentially even limiting factors that we could be dealing with. So let's go to let's say about 22Z, which tomorrow that would mean about 4 o'clock. So here across North Texas, we're looking at temperatures kind of around Dallas-Fort Worth, kind of low 70s here, just to the west of Dallas-Fort Worth, all the way up to 80 degrees out here. So we can see definitely a very warm environment, lots of sunshine. Now, when we look at moisture, that's a very important component here. Again, this is about 4 p.m. Central Time. We can see that there's a pretty big pull of moisture up here, getting into Dallas-Fort Worth, kind of low to mid 60-degree dew points here. A little bit further north, again, kind of mid 50s dew points. So not super impressive moisture, but just enough to where it could be enough to trigger some storms kind of right here along what we would call the dry line. And so again, from last night, this is the mixture between 20-degree dew points just to the west and 50, 60-degree dew points just to the east. So this kind of barrier right here is called the dry line. A lot of times you can get kind of winds that come out of the west-southwest on the dry side, and then winds that are coming out of the south, kind of southeast on the moist side. And this convergence area here can get storms to really kind of fire up and create that lift that you need to get storms that are going to ignite kind of right along this dry line. So that's a feature that we'll be watching tomorrow. And so we can see moisture here now as we get into right around sunset at 6 p.m. We can actually see that the moisture actually starts to pick up. And this is an event where we're going to call this just-in-time moisture, to where it's possible moisture could be a little bit late, and that might limit the overall severe potential. Or if moisture is a little bit ahead of schedule, or kind of about what we're seeing here, 60-degree, 62-degree dew points right along the dry line here, kind of right along the Red River area across southern Oklahoma and North Texas. This environment would be enough moisture to really see some big-time storms get going kind of right before, kind of right around sunset, and then going into the kind of early overnight hours. So definitely it looks like we could get enough moisture. Again, it'll be close if we can get that moisture to arrive. A couple other features that it's always important to kind of take a look at here. We want to look at the instability at the surface. This is what we call CAPE. And so this is looking at the instability that's present. We can see along the dry line here, about 13 to 1500 joules per kilogram CAPE here. More than enough, certainly, to get storms. We could even see a little bit higher values further kind of southeast of DFW. We'll see. Models are showing that environment is going to be a little bit more capped and may not have the type of storm. So it looks like mainly this area kind of along the dry line, kind of maybe I-35 just west of I-35. Looks like where storms will kind of fire up probably between 4 and 6 p.m. tomorrow. So that's definitely the area that we'll watch there. And so I think looking again at those overall kind of ingredients, now let's look at the simulated kind of radar and what storms might look like. Let's go back to 22, which again, 4 p.m. We can see this first initial storm if we go back 1 hour. This is about 3 p.m. Again, really nothing here across North Texas. But once we move 1 hour ahead to 4 p.m., we can see this initial storm that fires up. Again, I-35 is going to be kind of right along here. So just kind of west, this is going to be around Bowie, Texas, Henrietta, Texas type of an area. And so we can see that storm kind of firing up there. As we progress 5 o'clock, we see more storms popping up kind of along I-35, maybe a little bit west of there. And then as we move to about sunset here at 6 p.m., you can see the storms gradually kind of move off to the east, northeast there. And a couple different hints even further south along the I-20, moving into the Metroplex here, southern Oklahoma, Ardmore going towards Durant, all the way up into close to Norman and Oklahoma City, showing some hints at possible storms there. We move a couple hours ahead. Again, some storms kind of moving into DFW, kind of lining out, forming a little bit of a line, and then we get these other storms out ahead that do start to fire up and certainly could have the severe weather potential and possible hail and tornadoes as well. So this will be overnight. Again, that makes it more dangerous because you can't see what's coming. So certainly if you live out in East Texas, Northeast Texas, Arkansas, into Mississippi and Tennessee, definitely this event will be a little bit later and after dark for you, but certainly something that you want to pay attention to as well. So definitely an environment that looks like we will get storms, especially in North Texas, Dallas-Fort Worth area, kind of north along I-35. Even in the daylight hours, it looks like hinting kind of somewhere between that 3 and 6 p.m. range. Again, this first storm is showing kind of right around 4 o'clock along the Red River. So it looks like that's going to be the main target. I'll likely head that way kind of mid-afternoon, head up maybe 35 and go a little bit west of there and watch for some storms to fire up there. So certainly a very volatile atmosphere, could be a significant weather day, especially for February 15th. I know my Storm Chase buddy Chad Casey, his birthday's actually tomorrow, and he's never seen a big storm or a tornado on his birthday, so I guess we'll see. Maybe we might see something fun for his birthday. So definitely stay weather aware. Watch the different news and social feeds for the National Weather Service office in Fort Worth, Twitter, Facebook, all of those mediums. They produce different updates along there. And then certainly once I get out, I typically will post kind of up to the moment and report updates on Twitter. That's kind of more the timeline of watching things as they develop, pictures, updates, those types of things. Twitter's the easiest platform from that. And then again, any big changes on YouTube, and then any footage and stuff like that later as well. I also plan to go live here on YouTube at some point tomorrow once we see storms fire up. So make sure you subscribe to have those alerts and be notified of when that happens. So again, everyone pay attention, stay safe, but it looks like we will see some severe weather in North Texas here tomorrow. So definitely everyone stay safe and stay weather aware. Thanks for watching.